Hello, I'm Don Peppers, and welcome to the world of the customer experience, the world of managing customer relationships, one customer at a time. This is a topic that has fascinated me for almost my entire professional career, really. 30 years ago, I was working at an advertising agency as a new business guy. I was in charge of trying to get new clients for my agency. So every morning I would come into work and I would make a series of outbound calls to marketing directors, advertising managers, and other potential new clients, basically. I made these calls not so much to talk to them about my agency, but to get them to talk to me about what they were doing in their businesses and so forth. I'd write all that down in a 3-ring binder and put my notes together. And then 6 months later or so, I might call them and talk to them again and say, and by the way, how did that product launch go in the Midwest? It was in the Midwest, right? And think about what I was doing. My goal was to develop a relationship with each of these prospective new clients so that if I read in the trade press that their agency account was up for review, they would at least take my call. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to take my call. And then one day my agency was invited to make a presentation on the impact of interactivity on the advertising and marketing business. This was in 1989, before the internet, before Facebook or YouTube or anything. And marketing executives, when they thought about interactivity, what they thought it would work, the way it would work, they imagined that a consumer would be watching TV, they'd see a commercial for a product they wanted, they'd push a button on their remote device and a coupon would print out of the set-top box. That's what they thought interactivity was. But to prepare for my speech, I started with a kind of thought experiment to myself. Kellogg is a breakfast cereal company. They sell a breakfast cereal in the U.S. targeted to children, and they use a cartoon character, Tony the Tiger, to present the cereal. So I tried to imagine a world in which a child could talk back to Tony the Tiger. If the child talked back to Tony the Tiger, what would Kellogg do with the information they got from that interaction? And the answer? Nothing. They wouldn't do anything with it. Why? Because Kellogg was a mass marketer, and for a mass marketer, the only data of any interest is data about segments and populations of customers, groups of customers. Individual customer feedback is virtually worthless. It's anecdotal, unless it's projectable to a market of some kind, of some size. However, this was exactly the kind of feedback that I was trying to get in my job at the agency, because I wanted to build relationships with customers. And that was the insight that drove the Martha's in my book, The One-to-One Future, and all our future work after that, including our textbooks. Today's business leaders are consumed with trying to deliver individual customer experiences, one customer at a time, because technologies make it possible. These new technologies, they can track customers individually, they can interact with customers one at a time, separately, and they can tailor the messaging, the products offered, the services offered, and the offers themselves to customers as individuals. Around the world, executives in literally every kind of business organization today are consumed with trying to understand, manage, and improve the individual, one customer at a time experience that they deliver to their customers at scale, and the relationships that they maintain with each individual customer, but at scale. And this is true of B2B companies as well as B2C, services as well as manufacturers, retailers, online, offline, everyone, even charitable organizations. They're worried about delivering different donor experiences to different donors. And government agencies are trying to improve the experiences that they deliver to their taxpayers and their other constituents. However, even as focused as business and other organizational leaders are on the customer experience today, many still don't fully appreciate the magnitude of the task in front of them. You could think of this as a different dimension of competition. That's the way I think about it. Rather than finding customers for your products, you're basically trying to find products for your customers. And rather than trying to maximize the immediate profit of every product's immediate transaction, you're trying to maximize the shareholder value created by each customer over the lifetime of that customer's relationship with your business. So to get the most from this course, I urge you to imagine that you are exploring a different dimension of business competition. It is a newly discovered, but as yet largely unexplored territory. It is a territory in which success is based on identifying and interacting with individual customers, one customer at a time, a different dimension of marketing. Look forward to seeing you on the journey.